Hi, it's Nicole here again. Sorry I haven't made a video in a while, just things have been a bit busy and I haven't really thought of a topic to talk about in a while. But yeah, I'm going to make a video response to I Dig Jesus modesty tag, and in that I've got my questions here, so I'm just going to read off them. The first one is, show us your modest outfit. So I'll show you what I'm wearing right now, as much as I possibly can. So I'm wearing a full length sleeve shirt just because it's a little bit cold. Even though it's summer here in Australia, the weather is a bit weird at the moment. It's freezing cold. It's like, well, for me it's only about 20 something degrees. Wouldn't be more than about 23, 24 degrees today. But it is a bit humid. And it's just bucketing down at the moment. And the wind is that weird rain that's on an angle because it's really, really windy. So I'm just wearing my scarf. It does need ironing really badly, but anyway. And then I've got my t-neck on, which I'll explain what a t-neck is later. And then I've got my denim skirt on, so it's a full length denim skirt. I'll bring it up without trying to show my knees or any too much of my skin. It's just a full length skirt that goes all the way to the ground. That's what I'm wearing today. How long have you been modest? Well, I've been modest most of my life, except for my view on modesty has changed in the last 3 years. Well, before that, I used to wear skirts that came above my knees, which now I won't. I used to wear skirts that came halfway between my knee and a mini skirt, so you know, that sort of in between stage. As long as my cleavage was covered, it was fine, and everything in between. So I'd show my shoulders and stuff, which I won't anymore. But now, and before I show my hair fully, this is about the most I will show of my hair. The rest of it I won't show as much as I possibly can, unless I'm around certain people. So women, in a women's only environment, which is not all that often. And then if I'm around 3 particular men at this point in my life, which would be my brother Lachlan, my sister-in-law's dad, and my sister-in-law's brother-in-law. Those 3 men I do see a bit, and I see them because they're family. I see them in a different light. I would show more than them my hair, my men, like my brother Luke, which won't be happening anytime soon. If you know my family, you know my feud with him. Which also on that, pray for me on that one, if you could please. Next one is also both my mum's brothers. I would, but it's very unlikely I'm going to be in an environment where I would, because usually I only see them at like weddings and stuff, or I ring them up and stuff, so it's not really a situation where I actually see them. I'm always talk to them on the phone. I don't really see them. Yeah. The next question is, let me just find the next question. The next question is, share your favourite scriptures and tell us why. Okay, one of my favourite scriptures on modesty is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 1 to 16. Women should cover their hair, which talks about how a woman should cover her hair, especially when she prays or prophesies. That is that's what started me on my modesty journey. That verse, that's why I like it so much. Then also comes along with that with 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 17. Pray without ceasing. And then another one I have is 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verses 19 to 20. And this is from the ESV version. Okay, so it's 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19 to 20. Or do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were bought at a price. So glorify God in your body. And then Proverbs 31:30. I just love Proverbs 31 because it explains what a woman, or a wife, especially a wife, should be like. But 30, especially, charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. And then 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 31. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all to the glory of God. That verse isn't directly about modesty, but it is saying whatever you do, you've got to do it to the glory of God. And that comes in however you dress, however you act, because modesty is more than just the way you dress. It's also about the way you act. Which does bring me to my point of what I don't like about modesty and the whole what I don't like about the church and their view on modesty is it's not about dress, it's about the way you act. Like, it's both, actually. Not just one, it's both. But anyway, that's another topic. Next question is, what was it that got you started dressing modestly? I felt for a long time that I should wear a head covering, but I felt that it was only for the Muslims. And then I read 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 1 to 16. I went online and looked up commentaries on it, and I then read about modesty and how that verse then relates to modesty. Skirts versus pants. I wear skirts, but that's not for a modesty issue necessarily. That is my way of protesting modern feminism. If you know me, I'm an anti-feminist. I'm not against some of the rights and the stuff they have brought in for women, but the overall view of what they believe and how everything is always a struggle to them. Nothing is fair for either side, and sometimes they can be a bit anti-men, some feminists, and it's like, get over it. So I believe pants can be modest if they are worn loosely, but I choose not to wear them for my protest against anti-feminism. Okay, give a secret or two. Give a secret or two about modesty. So give a tip. My number one tip is layering, which isn't that big of a secret, but I want to show you something that is a big secret. Just trying to not show my cleavage here while I do this. Okay, now I'm taking this bit off, and now I'm covering my chest with my scarf. So I've changed my scarf. It's this. It's called a T-neck, and it's by Kosher Corner. And the one thing I love about this thing is you can be modest without having to show your cleavage. Like, you can be modest, you can be modest without having to wear multiple layering. Little things like that that are really good, that I find are good. Tell us about the biggest change in your wardrobe. Explain the differences in your closet, or tell us a story. The biggest change is my skirts and dresses have got longer. What else? I got no longer have pants in my wardrobe, and my shirts now have sleeves. And I try and buy tops these days that are a little more modest, like higher neck and stuff, but sometimes you can't do that. So that's where the T-neck comes in. Where do you buy your modest clothes? Okay, I buy my tops from my local shopping centre. I have a few shops that I really like a lot, like Tempt, Valley Girl. These are Australian stores, so if you're not from Australia, you wouldn't know these stores really. Tempt and Valley Girl and places like that aren't really that modest, but you can always layer or adapt slightly your clothes. And then Valley Girl is more for teenagers and Tempt is more for you young adult. You've also got a shop I like JJ's. I used to like them a lot more than I do now, because I used to do tops which had the pictures of like Snoopy and stuff, the t-shirts that I think are really cool. I don't really sell them anymore, which is a bit annoying. And JJ's is more of a shop for your emos. And then you've got Rockman's, which is more of an older lady store. More your 30 plus range, but I like some of the tops I have in there. And then you've got your Katie's, which I also like, and then I have bought some clothes from Big W. Big W is a store which sells a variety of things, sort of like Target or Walmart, more similar to Walmart from what I understand what Walmart's like. So a bit of this and a bit of that. So you got your clothes, you've got your home stuff, your gardening, your outdoor stuff, your CDs and all that sort of jazz that sells in there. That's for my tops. For my skirts, I bought all of them online actually, because I don't like the big flowery hippie style skirt. I don't like that. I like a straight long A-line skirt, and you can't buy them in stores because it's not in fashion at the moment. So I bought all my so the shops that I have bought them from are, I can't pronounce this name of this place, it's in Arabic I think, it's spelled Shukr. I really like them. And then I've also bought one from Jean, which is spelled Junee, Modest Clothing. I bought from there as well. For dresses, just wherever I bought them from, so all around the place. It's sort of a bit random with those. I can't even remember all the stores I bought them from, because some of them were from boutiques, from places in Sydney that I used to live. What is the biggest part about dressing modest? What is the best part about dressing modestly? The best part is the way I dress. It praises God or Elohim. Also that I don't have to worry about trying to dress for men like I have in the past, because I have done that when I left high school. I started trying to dress for men, even though before that I was dressing modestly-ish, so I wasn't showing a cleavage, I wasn't wearing too short of a skirt overall, I wasn't in between. I went through a phase of liking a couple of guys and trying to get their attention, so I'd wear a low-cut top to show my cleavage, and I started wearing mini skirts, not together sort of thing, like the top was always covered or a mini skirt, but anyway, that changed especially when I started wearing headscarves. Okay, question number 10. It's sort of left open to you, so the one thing something I wanted to add was, just because you're modest doesn't mean you have to be frumpy. And I get frustrated when you see people goes, you gotta be modest, so they end up wearing the frumpiest thing in the friggin' world. Sorry, they end up wearing the frumpiest thing. Like, just because you're modest doesn't mean you have to wear the ugliest thing in the face of the earth just to be modest. I'm like, wear something decent that's in fashion, that looks so modesty. The modesty doesn't have to be frumpy modest. I'm like, wear something that flatters your figure but is modest at the same time. You can do both, flatter your figure and be modest. You don't have to do both. Like, you don't have to do one or the other. You can do both. And I get frustrated when I see people who are modest but frumpy. Yeah, anyway, that's just a pet peeve of mine. So yeah, that's all I have to add on that video.